And welcome into the Backstage Pass. Of course, always, sometimes a single show, but today we've got a double header today, which is going to be great today. And of course, always presented by our good friends over at Bangtail Whiskey. If you haven't checked them out, go to bangtail.com and also easyliquor.com, or you can also download the Easy Liquor app and get that bottle sent directly to your door. That's Bangtail Whiskey. Also, MitchMacs.com, the official merchandise provider of the Backstage Pass, and our good friends over at Hank Jr. Productions. The doubleheader I mentioned coming up about 4 o'clock today. Nashville recording artist Raleigh Keegan is going to join us. Looking forward to that one. And I tell you what, always a special show when you get news on a Wednesday or a Tuesday that one of your favorite artists is going to drop a new single. And man, is it badass! And it's going to be out there tomorrow across all the streaming platforms. As a Canadian recording artist and Nashville recording artist, Brett Kissel is back on the program. Brett, how you doing, man?
I'm great, buddy. Thank you very much for inviting me back. Last time was a blast, literally and figuratively too. And now it's just great to reconnect with you. So thank you.
You bet, man. No doubt about it. Well, let's get right to it because Ain't the Same is the title of the song coming out tomorrow across all the streaming services. And of course, it's going to impact radio at the end of May, I believe May 30th. 98 Degrees is the group featured into this. They're making their foray into country music after 25 years. Since they formed, of course, in the R&B and vocal group and American pop. Talk about how this arrangement came together and how excited you guys are to get this music out to your fans.
Yeah, well, I mean, the excitement factor is super high to get an opportunity to collab with these true legends and some of the greatest vocalists, to have come out of, the late 90s and early 2000s. And 98 Degrees is very special. So I don't take it for granted whatsoever. And I think it is so unique how in this day and age, in the year 2022, how collabs can come together. So my manager, Jim Cressman, and Jeff Timmons of 98 Degrees have been buddies for a while. And Jim has done a lot of great work with 98 Degrees over the years. And as he heard rumblings from their camp that they were going to dip their cowboy boots into country music, he sent them a couple songs that I'd written. Now, even though that kind of fell by the wayside and they weren't going to make a full country record, they had reached back out to Jim, my manager, and said, hey, that song that Brett Kissel wrote called Ain't the Same. Do you think Brett would do that with us? Do you think maybe we could still do it, and just see how it goes? And I'm thinking, are you kidding me? Oh my God, absolutely. I'm going to do it with you guys. So that was the fastest collab that ever happened in my life, where these guys literally went into the studio in Vegas and they cut their vocals, sent it back to me and my producer. And within a couple of days, we had the song the way our fans are going to hear it tomorrow. And it was so special how it came together that quick.
Amazingly. And the lyrics in it too, man, really touch people. Can't, like, of course, I say for me, but the people that get to hear it tomorrow, luxury of being a media member, you get to get it in advance. But coming up tomorrow across all streaming platforms, fans should be excited about these lyrics because these lyrics really do send a message. And I feel like a lot of people can resonate with this type of tune.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I appreciate you saying that. And so you think about what this song says. The title is Ain't the Same. And when I wrote it with Karen Kozowski, who's a great friend of mine, as well as Tim Nichols, who is one of the first guys who really took a chance to write songs with this nobody kid from Canada. And Tim Nichols wrote Live Like You Were Dying, and every second Jody Messina hit, and I don't know, every second, Kenny Chesney's song. Like it's unbelievable how many hits he has. So we all got together and we talked about all the great moments in life that are made even better when you've got the person that you love with you. Or how, if you want to experience this and your significant other, the person that you love the most in the world, isn't beside you, how it really ain't the same. So it had a bit of an R&B vibe to it, and it leaned a little bit more pop. But of course, we had the country instrumentation. We had my voice to it, which, as much as I want to sound pop or as cool as Nick Lachey, it's just not going to happen. But we made this song really great. And Nick Lachey and obviously Jeff and Justin and Drew, when they added all their vocals to it, we turned this into a really special song.
It's a really cool song. Again, coming out tomorrow with streaming platforms, and then May 30th going to impact radio. Hey, take me back to this one because I know I was going to talk to you about this last November. You guys put out another great single, Wannabes. I thought it was one of those just great feel-good songs when it comes out to it, and you really get the message across to your listeners and to people out there about another lyric-driven song that people can resonate with. Kind of where did Wannabes come from?
Well, Wannabes was a song that really took on a life of its own because it was an Amazon exclusive. And then it got so much traction that all the other DSPs and Spotify and Apple and Pandora, like, why'd you save such a great song just for Amazon? We want it too. So once it ran its course on Amazon, we released it to the rest of the world, and we got great streaming numbers out of it, a few million streams. So what's really cool is that this song talks about my days in high school, my late teens and also my early 20s, and how when you're young, reckless, doing stupid things, and you're just a wannabe, you don't really have a plan, we're chasing lightning in a bottle. All of these little things and these lyrical things that we brought into the song really painted the picture of who I was 10, 12, 13 years ago. And so writing it with my buddy Eric Etheridge, who's a great artist in his own right, as well as Dave Thompson, who is a great producer, we wrote this song really quick because we drew on all three of us, and we talked about our wildest moments in high school and in university. And we're like, okay, what are some of the wildest stories we ever had? We shared them with each other and wrote a song about it.
That's the beauty of it too. Like I said, share it with somebody and then write a song and then share it with the country music fans out there too. Hey, tell me about this, because I know anybody that knows you knows you're a great friend of the program too, but you're a huge fan. Your hero is Garth Brooks. We know about that. That 20 shows with the hero, and of course I know Busy setting records out there. I mean, cross country tour. You guys had over 100 dates. What was it like to play with your idol in Garth Brooks?
It's tough to describe. I mean, and I've been asked about it a lot, but I think if I was a boxer and Muhammad Ali said, "Hey, come on into the ring and I'm going to teach you everything I know." I mean, how would you feel if you're a hockey player and Wayne Gretzky says, "Hey, I'm going to teach you everything I know"? Or if you're a golfer and you spend not just a day, but you spend 20 straight rounds with Tiger, or Jack Nicklaus. That's exactly how I felt getting a chance to spend time with the GOAT, the greatest of all time, the greatest entertainer that ever walked the face of the planet. And I don't mean just in country music. I believe in all genre. And maybe this will spark up a great conversation, or maybe all of your listeners and your viewers are going to be like, I agree with him 100%, because Bruce Springsteen is an extraordinary entertainer, but I believe Garth is better. AC/DC and Kiss and Paul McCartney put on unbelievable shows, but I believe Garth is better. So the fact that Garth was able to take me under his wing and not just teach me how to entertain, but teach me how to treat people, teach me about the business, teach me about kindness, teach me about longevity, teach me about legacy. I mean, I would have paid $100 million, and of course I'll never have $100 million, but I would have paid $100 million to have that experience again.
That's an amazing feat, no doubt about it. Hey, I love what you guys did back in the 2020. I know the pandemic kept you guys busy, no doubt. But the Now or Never record we talked about last time you were on the show did some very special things for you guys, including a song that really impacted me off of there, and a lot of people that I talked to. Drink About Me led off that record, and Now or Never did some really cool things. How much fun was it to put that project out?
Well, the most fun was after we were done recording it, which of course is a great thing. But it was all the media and all the attention and a lot of things that I didn't think that I could really reach at my level, especially as an independent, So having an opportunity to walk around LA and go to a bunch of different podcasts and spend time on The Bachelor and do all of these really cool things was like, wow, is this real life? And then getting a chance to go to New York City and spend time at Barstool headquarters and go on Spittin' Chicklets and talk hockey with the boys. and meet Dave Portnoy. Like, I'm thinking, wow. And that's all because of a great record. And that's all because of a really strong single in Drink About Me, which of course also had Caitlin Bristow, who's an extraordinary talent and dancer and influencer and entrepreneur, and her amazing soon-to-be husband, Jason Tardik. So Caitlin and Jason are the two most incredible people. And so the fact that they got behind the song and were in the music video too, I thought was really special.
I'll tell you what was special too, and you guys hit it again with another smash record in 2021. What is Life out there too? And I know we talked about this last time you were hog hunting out there in Canada. No doubt, it was I love this show to that. In fact, you guys, I think you got some hogs that day, didn't you? While you were out there.
Well, I'm going to tell you right before, or it might have been right after we spoke, and I was in the tractor to get away from the wind so that I could pretend that I'm a professional and have this one-on-one interview. So I went out and I got my old 30-30 and this old gun, and I'm gonna go with my TV show called Backwoods Backstage. That's on Sportsman in America and Sportsman Channel Canada. We have the TV crew out, and I'm looking for this hog with big tusks, and I find him in the bush, boom, and I drop him. Now I talk to the camera, and my guide is gonna go, and he's gonna go and make sure that he's dead, and we're gonna go finish up the episode. Well, somehow maybe I didn't make a good shot, and the hog stood up and he charged me.
Ooh.
And he knocked down my camera guy, and he knocked me down. And these are the most vicious animals around. And so he knocked me down, but I got another shot off and kind of sent him away. And he joined the herd, and I never saw him again.
Wow.
I mean, my tag is gone. I don't have this hog. I almost died right after my interview with you.
Wow.
I lost my breath. I ran into a tree, and I cracked 3 ribs.
Oh my goodness!
From that damn hog. So if I'm going hunting again, I'm bringing a grenade, and I'm gonna get them all.
Sling it out there, no doubt. Get them all, no doubt. Get the pocket of them too, no doubt. When they get out there, I'll tell you the one that was great off that record we talked about last time for "What Is Life," which came out last year for you guys, and I really, saw myself really just salivating to it and loved it so much because it puts things in perspective, as the title track did, a perspective of what is life. But then you get to that second song, "Make a Life, Not a Living." Dude, amazing song, tremendous writing, and it really opens up the mind to think outside the box about the way life is, right?
Well, you got to ask that question. What is life really about? And what matters to you? Like if you and I are talking and you and I are just having a drink of, obviously, we're just having a drink of Bangtail whiskey. Okay. If you and I had that in a nice glass and we're really talking about life and the secret to life, what would it mean to us? What would it mean to our friends? What would somebody from an older generation tell us and tell the younger generation coming up through the ranks? And they would truly just say, I mean, you can't take anything with you when you go. It's about enjoying the time that you have. And that's the whole nucleus of the song. And I'm really grateful that I was able to tell that story, ask the question, what is life? And then answer it with, it's about making a life, not a living. And if you go line by line on that song, you'll understand that it's a true story. And I think people can really sink their teeth into that song.
Now, you also had another one that was on there. Aria was there with you too. It was from Aria, which was a track on there. Kind of talk to the folks about that one. And also, I believe there was another song called "From Leo" on there, Leo Kissel too. At the same time, very special to put a couple songs out with family.
Well, exactly. And I mean, technically, in terms of like Apple and Spotify and all these streaming services, you still got to call them songs, but it was more of a spoken word conversation with my kids, asking them the question, what is life? Now, my little boy, Leo, at the time wasn't quite 2 years old. So we just, we do affirmations with our kids. So we say things like, I am brave, I am strong, I am important. And those are really important things that we do with our kids. But Aria, all she did was just send me a little voice note. My wife and I, we took a little holiday together. And Aria, she just sent us a little prayer. Mom and Dad, I love you and bless you. And God bless my mom and my dad. And I thought it was a really special thing for those 2 children, as well as our oldest, Mila, who really answered the question, what is life? Our 3 children are on that record. And it's this time capsule now that I can look back on. And I think we can all look back on when these were little kids. What was their opinion? What was their thought process? And I think it added a lot of cool elements to this record.
Yeah, I really did. And I dove really deep into the record. And it's just such a great overall record that I enjoyed so much, including one of my favorites out there off that record was Better Bad Idea. I think we talked about it last time because it's amazing how the songs originate and how they're born and the writing that goes with them. For Better Bad Idea, that had to be probably an easy choice for that record, right? It's such a great song.
Well, I actually held on to that song for 2 albums, and I wanted to wait for the right time because it was such a great song. I got into the writing room with my friend Dave Thompson, also the guy who I wrote Wannabes with, and he said, "I got this title that says I can't think of a better bad idea," and I'm like, "Dude, you just made $1 million because that is such a great title." So we paint the picture of how my wife and I, in True Story, how we did a lot of things that, especially when we were first dating, that our families really raised their eyebrows about. And they're like, are you serious you're going to do this? Or did we hear that right? Did you actually do this? And she and I were the best, worst influences on each other, where she would literally say, I can't think of a better bad idea. And then, of course, we'd go and we'd cause trouble, and we lived to tell the tale. So it's very much a true story.
Love it. No doubt about it. Again, the single comes out tomorrow with 98 Degrees, called Ain't the Same, across all these streaming platforms, and it will definitely impact radio May the 30th. So make sure you go get your copy across all the digital platforms. I got mine in advance, so that's always a good thing too as well. Love the song, and you guys, you will too, from Brett Kissel and 98 Degrees. Hey, talk about this, because I always tell people, a lot of people come on the show here and talk about, the love for this business and how much of a sacrifice it is, how much families have to give up, the long hours, the road trips, the performances, things like that, the writing sessions. You've been very successful at all this. I mean, 15 top 10 radio singles, 4 number ones, and just a lot of the gold and platinum plaques that we've talked about. But the work that goes into this and the things that people don't see behind the scenes, if somebody's looking to get into this, man, it's a lot of legwork, right?
Well, it certainly is. But I come at it with I think a unique perspective in the business. And it's on a fridge magnet. It's probably on a t-shirt you can get in Key West. Literally, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And because I'm so passionate about it, I know I work hard. I know I work long hours. I know I sacrifice a great deal. I know my family works hard, and they are so dedicated to seeing this through and helping me and us helping each other cross the finish line together. But all that being said, because we love it and we feel so lucky and so blessed that we get to do this, I don't take a single moment for granted. And quite frankly, there have been often times that I've looked at some of my peers or some of my friends in the business or other people from other genres that I've never met. And I know it's grueling, and I know that it can be hard, but we still live a great life. And we're very blessed that we get to do what we do. So anybody who complains about it, or anybody who gets frustrated about it, or anybody who's tired of signing autographs, or, said, I didn't sign up for this. To a degree, I understand things like privacy, but I truly believe, man, if you're in this business, you get it all. It's all or nothing. And so many people are dying to have the spot on radio or to have a conversation with you on this platform. Yeah. And they would kill for this. So you just got to keep working and put your pedal to the metal and never take this for granted, because just like that, it could all end. And you could be going back to something you didn't want to do before. So with all that being said, yeah, it's work. Yeah, we work long hours. Yes, I'm tired often. But you know who really works hard? Guys who are pulling oil out of the ground, or my dad, who's a cattle rancher and pulling 300 calves in the month of April, or nurses or teachers. They work hard. Me? Are you kidding me? I write a song with 98 Degrees, and I go to LA and I make a music video, and then I go play a festival. Like, I'm pretty lucky.
And damn good at it too. We're going to take a quick break, come back a little more with Brett Kissel here on the program. Again, Ain't the Same comes out tomorrow across all the streaming platforms and impacts radio May the 30th out there. So look for that with Brett, and of course 98 Degrees, and traveling out there too. And also check out all the website and socials. We're going to come back and talk about a song that impacted the fall of 19. I loved it so much. It was Drink About Me, and it was just a great song, and had some great people that featured it. We'll take a break for Bangtail Whiskey and our friends over at MitchMacs. More with Brett Kissel here on the Backstage Pass. Stay tuned.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And back here on the show again, it's Brett Kissel here on the Backstage Pass, presented by our good friends over at Bangtail Whiskey. Check them out there, easyliquor.com, to get your bottles sent directly to your door. And also our good friends at MitchMacs.com and Hank Jr. Productions, all the work that our sponsors do. Always appreciate that. Behind the scenes, again, Ain't the Same comes out tomorrow across all these streaming platforms with Brett and, of course, legendary R&B and pop group 98 Degrees, Nick Lachey's group. Check it out tomorrow. And then Impact on the Radio on May the 30th. Hey, let's go back to some music videos that I love that you did. Drink About Me was the fall of 19 and featured some great Caitlin Bristow, you mentioned, Jason Tardik. Great music video, loved it. And I know for you guys, it was a very important song to get that career kind of moving forward, right?
Yeah, big time. It was a huge opportunity for me to really break in the United States and have a song that was so well written and so well produced with such a great video that could really show the American public, because I'd had a career for many years in Canada, but show the American public like, hey, this guy actually isn't that bad. So I'm really grateful that everything came together that it did. But here's a funny story about that music video is that we were going to film it in Key West, but there was this big seaweed thing that had just like kind of brushed up onto the shore and it looked terrible. So we couldn't film in Key West. So 2 days before we were supposed to film, my buddy, who's our director, Blake McWilliams, said, hey, I've got some connections in Tulum. We're going to go to Mexico. Let's film there. But we couldn't get filming permits in time to film in the country of Mexico. So I thought, I don't know what we're going to do. We only have Caitlin Bristow and Jason Tardik for literally like this 2-day span, and it's coming up in a day. So I phoned my friend Brian, who's from Netflix's Island of Brian Baumler. So Brian and Sarah own an island called South Andros Island in the Bahamas. And he's got this gorgeous resort, but he's in the middle of renovating it. And I said, I need a favor. Can I fly to the Bahamas? And can you please put us up and can we film on your island? He's like, I only have 4 suites available. I said, that's all I need is 4. So we flew there the next day and he hosted us. We went fishing, we filmed, we played guitar, we drank, we ate. It was the most amazing couple of days because sometimes the best parties happen spontaneously. And
that is the best ones that happen spontaneously. I know you cut out there a little bit there at the end there, but hopefully you can still hear me. We got you back here, right? We're good?
Yes, sir.
All right, got you there. Kind of cut out there, so it's all good. But yeah, that's the best part about trips. And like I said, sometimes we've done those, and the best ones, you get on the phone, hey, book that flight. Let's get out there. Let's have fun. To hell with the itinerary. Let's just go enjoy that. And that's what Drink About Me did. And that's why it's a great video and some great people that were a part of that. I also love what you did too. And people can check these out on Brett's YouTube channel out there, wherever you follow or stream music. I loved it. She Drives Me Crazy was one of my favorite videos that you guys did. And also Airwaves, taking kind of those and separating them apart a little bit. Let's start with She Drives Me Crazy. How much fun was that to put together?
Well, it was really great because I actually didn't have to do a whole hell of a lot, but it was the first time ever in Canadian country where we had an all-female cast and an all-female crew. So I was the only guy on set. I'm talking everybody from the caterers to the grips to the lighting techs, obviously to our cast and crew. It was really special to do something like that. And I think to give the tip of my hat and just show the rest of the industry how many talented people we have in a very male-dominated business. So my wife called all of the women that we were surrounded by fierce females. And we were surrounded by some fierce female energy, and especially with a song called She Drives Me Crazy. I thought it made perfect sense. And also in the province of Ontario, but of course, years prior, I did a really great video for a song called Airwaves. And that song was the only song that SiriusXM The Highway ever played. But it's so interesting to know the power of SiriusXM, because once we did the video and once we released that single, the minute we put that on the highway, that song went gold overnight. Amazing. So it was really, really special to have a song like that that really moved the needle.
love it. And that's what is the beauty about all that good stuff out there is the Highway of Gravit or Sirius XM and Gold. That's a hell of a feat, my friend. Hell of a feat. Well, I tell you, it's Ain't the Same comes out to tomorrow across all these streaming platforms with Brett and, of course, 98 Degrees. So be on the lookout for that. You can also check out a lot of cool things with the tour schedule at brettkissel.com. Hey, let's do a couple of rapid fires before we let you get out of here. I know you got a busy day with the media and stuff like that, too, with today and tomorrow, pushing out the new single. And again, it's a fantastic song, so make sure you guys go get your copy out there. Ain't the Same for Brett Kissel and 98 Degrees tomorrow, April 22nd, or to be technical, tonight at midnight when things roll over on iTunes and all the streaming platforms out there. Hey, let's do a couple of things. I know you love to hunt. We talked about that, but I got to ask you about Deuce Vodka because honestly, I've not tried it, but I've just amazing reviews and I've read about it out there too. And I know it's available just in Canada, and I cannot wait till it's available here in the States, my God, to put my lips on it like I did with Bangtail Whiskey. But my goodness, man, I want a good vodka company here on the Backstage Pass. What's it like to have your own brand, be the co-owner of it, and get it in people's hands where they can actually have something that tastes really good?
Well, I'm very proud of it. And being a full-blooded Ukrainian, I mean, I know what it's like to have good vodka. So, you know, my grandparents are very proud of me. I think they're more proud that I own a vodka company than they are that I play country music. So I'm just really proud. You know, there's 1,500 liquor stores in the province of Alberta where I'm from, and we're in just over half of them now. So it's been a grind in terms of getting it to the public. But that entrepreneurial journey that I've been on has been great. And I'm here to proudly tell you that we won the Alberta, our province, we won the Vodka of the Year. So we got a wonderful gold medal certificate from them. And it just goes to show, I think, our work ethic and our recipe to really make it very smooth. Because not a lot of people, unless you're from Eastern Europe, nobody drinks vodka straight. Unless you're dared to at a honky tonk in Nashville and says shots of vodka, which I don't know people who do it. But my grandpa, he calls it COVID repellent. So in the morning, he says, and he got broken English, he says, when you wake up in the morning, you know, of course, you wash your hands, you wash your face, so why not wash your heart? So he takes a shot of vodka, and he says that's why he hasn't got COVID over these 2 years. He's 83 years old because he has a shot of vodka, shot of my Deuce vodka every day.
You know what? That may be something. Let's I cannot wait. I'd love to ask him that question face to face. I do believe that for something, it's like the repellent, like you said, keep it away and let it just kind of just get off of you like butter, man, at the same time. Hey, biggest deer Brett Kissel's ever shot and taken in for the kill, and the biggest fish Brett Kissel's ever caught.
Okay, well, I was very lucky. I've been sturgeon fishing before, so I've caught a couple, 50, 60-pound sturgeon, which have been amazing. But I caught a 40-inch lake trout up on this virgin lake in the Northwest Territories at the Ena Lake Lodge, and we filmed it for my show called Backwoods Backstage. And that was amazing. We flew into this lake that no civilian had ever been to before, other than probably, our first people, the First Nations and Indigenous cultures of hundreds of years past. And so we threw out a line and we're trying to figure out, okay, we know there's got to be fish here, but I caught at about, 150 feet of water, I caught this massive 40-inch lake trout, the fattest fish, and I couldn't believe it, how lucky I was to catch this amazing, 80, 90-year-old fish. So that was pretty special. And then I'll show you, I've got this office out here on the farm, and I'm going to show you, this was a deer I got, this is a deer I got just 2 years ago, and it scored 160 on the nose, quite thin tines, but just absolutely stunning, this deer. Just really proud of it. And when he came walking out there, I got buck fever, and I thought, because I've missed big deer in my life, I really have. But that guy was just broadside, and I did what they told me to do. I went, meh, and he stopped, and that was the last thing he ever did.
That's it. It took the bullet like a champ, and is a beaut on the wall back there, something you can always look at and tell those life stories to the kids as they grow up too as well. Well, I tell you what, Brett, always great to have you back here on the program. Congratulations on all the success. I'll say that till Kingdom Come. And, of course, the new single impacts streaming services tomorrow. Ain't the Same with Brett Kissel and 98 Degrees. So make sure you go get your copy. Brett, always appreciate the time, my friend. Thanks for dropping us a vine. And definitely, man, just continued success going forward with the vodka, the outdoor TV show, and your music career, my friend.
Thanks, buddy. That means a lot to me. And thank you for always having room on your show to promote a little Canadian country music. That means a great deal to me.
No doubt about it. Coming up here in a little bit, Raleigh Keegan's going to stop by tomorrow. Alexandra Kay next week. Pete Agnew of the great rock band Nazareth. It's going to be an exciting show, so it always should be fun out there. And then a whole lot more shows coming up over the next few weeks here and there. And if you missed it this week, we had Thompson Square here on the Backstage Pass. You can check out the sportsguyspodcast.com for that video interview. And then Brett's will be up there later on tonight. No doubt about it if you missed it today, too, as well. Thanks to Bangtail Whiskey, MitchMacs.com, and our good friends over at Hank Jr. Productions. We'll see you here in a little bit with Nashville recording artist Raleigh Keegan on the Backstage Pass. Until then, have a great night.